What's up, everyone? This is your host, Sean Johnson, creator of Bench Minor Hockey, and welcome to episode number 34 of the Bench Minor Hockey Podcast. This is the hockey podcast that covers all things single A hockey. If you're watching us on our YouTube series, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, we have Derek back in at the co-host position. What's up, buddy?
How we doing?
Oh, not too bad. And our first guest from Baton Rouge, Mr. MJ Graham. Thanks for coming on, boss.
Hey, thanks for having me. How you
Of
boys
course, of
doing?
course.
Another beautiful day in the neighborhood, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm still recovering from sickness. We've taken a few weeks off. I've taken too much time off, so we need to get back into this. So I'm struggling, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we
Gotta
were
get it
supposed
done.
to do this like a week ago, I think, or something, and you came down with something. So I'm glad we got it going. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, before we get started, I do just want to say a big happy birthday to my dad. He watches every episode, so shout out to my dad. Happy birthday. I love you, old man. I want to give MJ the floor for a minute. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your career. Let the fans know.
Okay, well, my name's MJ Graham. This would be my 10th year of professional hockey. I played the majority of my career in the Federal Prospects Hockey League, we used to be called the FHL, SPHL, and the North American Hockey League in Quebec, the LNAH. I played a bit over in Europe, but 10 years pro and a lot of experiences. Won a championship with Columbus, and a lot of good memories with the boys. And it's been a big journey. And now I find myself in a position as head coach of Baton Rouge Zydeco.
Well, that's awesome. And just to put things into context, Derek, our last guest, Jay Krupp, that's the team that he played for previously, won the championship with.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Jay and me go way back. He's one of my best friends. We came up together in this league, playing Brewster in New York together. And when they got that team in Columbus with his dad, he was like the first guy. I was the first guy he called, and I was like, I'm coming for sure. And Columbus River Dragons, great organization, top to bottom, and 3 best years of my life, even during that whole COVID thing too, being able to win a championship. The last year there was heartbreaking, losing there double OT to Watertown in the finals. If you guys remember that.
Ooh.
But,
Oh, yeah.
great locker room, great coach and Boom Boom Bouchard and Jay Krupp and the whole Krupp family have done amazing things with that organization. Columbus, great city, and I owe the world to them and that city. Unbelievable memories there, so that's for sure.
Right. Yep. We'll definitely get to Columbus here in a few minutes. I know you said you've been playing professionally for 10 years now. Where have been some of your favorite places to play so far?
Cool. Honestly, Baton Rouge has been awesome since I've been here. Columbus, definitely. When I was playing Brewster in New York, I had a really good time there. For fans that don't know, that's like it's 20 minutes over the border from Danbury, so we used to have that rivalry. It was the same owner back then when it was the Danbury Titans. But I had a really fun time there as well. Cornwall, I played in Cornwall. I like Cornwall a lot for the 2 years I was there. That was a Canadian-based team in the Federal Hockey League as well. Laval and the LNH, for fans that don't know, the league in Quebec. It's really good hockey up there, and being close to home, that was fun to play there and play with some really good high level players who play in like the NHL, AHL, and just to learn from those guys and the way they handle themselves on and off the ice. It's pretty cool. So there's pros and cons to everywhere, in the locker room and that, but there's great memories, from everywhere I played, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, the ups and the downs.
Absolutely.
100%. Who are some of the players that you played with who are in the NHL now?
In the NHL now, I played with Patrick Bordelot. I don't know if you know him. He was on my team. He was with the Colorado Avalanche for like 3 years, and he ended up playing on my team. I played with Sasha Pokolak. He was first round draft pick to the Capitals. I played with a lot of like big name guys too, like Eliza Sherbatov. You must know, he's pretty big on Instagram. He played in the KHL for a bit. Off the top of my head too, who else that trying to think of that I played with that. I grew up playing with David Perron actually before he went to
All right.
NHL. So David Perron actually taught me most of my skills, I would say, stick handling and stuff. And he's a pretty cool story because he was playing house league hockey at 18 years old. 19 played junior A, went straight to major junior, and then went to the NHL. So he went from house league hockey to the NHL in 3 years and never played one game in the AHL. So that's a pretty cool guy story I have about a guy, that made it to the NHL, and he still plays in the NHL to this day. So he's a good
Yeah,
friend of
and
mine.
Stanley Cup champions. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Stanley Cup champion as well. Yeah, exactly.
Not a bad feat to have there.
Yeah. There's a lot of like really good players from where I'm from in Montreal, especially in my area in the West Island. So there's lots of big name guys, like Matheson and Killhorn. The list goes on and on. I'm just trying to think of guys right now on the
Right.
top of my head, but yeah, it's Montreal, right? So there's a lot of guys, but
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
yeah.
You got any questions, Derek?
Um, you said you're from Canada. You're from Canada. You said.
But yeah, Montreal, Canada.
All right, very nice. I can only imagine that's where I feel like
Yeah,
the greatest hockey players come from, right? I mean,
yeah, they're in Ontario, I would say for sure. Yeah, Canada. I represent Canada hard, but there are some really good Americans as well. It's just growing up in Montreal, it's just like you have all the outdoor rinks, and you can just you can get on the ice, and ice is expensive now. That's why now it's like a 12-month sport for hockey players. But at least in Canada, you have those frozen ponds outside. It's not
yeah,
cold, so you can go out there for ice. You go out there for like 7-8 hours and just work on my game when I was younger. So
I
it
can
kind
only
of
imagine.
elevates
That's
you.
awesome.
Whether that's why I find it hard for some players, the younger players down south, not being able to get that ice time because then the hockey is an expensive sport, right? So if
Oh yeah.
you don't have the money to get the ice and stuff, you can't get the reps in, and you might
All right,
fall behind. So. But I
that's
know down south they've been doing a lot for a lot of communities, to like get more ice times for players and stuff. So that's why I like to
absolutely
see the game growing and stuff.
that's cool. Then kind of makes gain that skill set a little quicker with Canada and the colder places. You kind of get that natural ice. It makes it simple to get out there and
Yeah,
sling the
exactly,
puck
man.
around a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So I know you mentioned it before. Let's talk about Cornwall a little bit. When I was in Watertown, it was one of my favorite places to go. The travel
Yeah.
was awesome. It was less than 2 hours away. You guys had some of the best fans there. They had the best chirps. It didn't matter if
Oh
you guys won or lost. They were passionate. What was it like playing in that city?
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome, man. I've almost played on every single Cornwall team in existence. For like, I went to Ontario Hockey Academy, which was in Cornwall. I played for the Cornwall Colts Junior A team. I played preseason when they even had the River Kings in LNH, and I played for their pro team in the FHL. So I know Cornwall's like pretty close to my heart. I've been there a long time in my career and at every step of my career from midget, juniors, pro, and so forth. But yeah, playing there, the fans, they're out there and they're passionate about the team. And we actually had a really good team the second year. You remember when the team folded there at the end due to money
Mhm.
issues, but I think we folded in first place, right? So we had a
Yeah.
good group of guys, really good group of guys with Mafus, and we actually had some really high resume players. Even our first year, like Lou Dickinson and Jeff Legui, guys who've played in the AHL and stuff like that. So one thing about Cornwall was a lot easier to get players if guys got injured right back then because you're right between Ottawa and Montreal, two hot spots. Whereas if a couple guys get injured, and a team in Baton Rouge even or Mississippi, it's not like you can call your next door buddy or go, hey man, there's no one around here that it can play that level of hockey. Whereas there's a lot of guys in Montreal or in Ottawa or in Canada that's hey, you just call up your buddies. Like, yeah, I can come to the game and play. Like and can play at that level, right? So
Right.
that was the cool thing about Cornwall for sure. I would say.
Right. Because I know that when you guys, ceased operations there, that was tough because, like you said, you guys were in first place. You guys were buzzing. Um, I know at the time I was with Watertown. We were struggling. Uh, I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I think we might have been in third, fourth place, but goaltending was our issue. So as soon as you guys folded, and then they had the dispersal draft, I'm like, Dubé Richon, we need him. He's our priority. So
Yeah. I remember this personal draft. We actually had like a party at like a little party at the house to see we were all going. And I was like, I really want. I was like, I could only at the time. I was only going to go to Watertown because it's close to
mhm,
Montreal at the time, and I was like, Watertown better take me. But I ended up getting picked up by Danville. And
mhm,
I was like, damn it, I wanted to go to Watertown because I honestly I knew you guys were gonna win it. I saw what Trav had done with Craig Krasowitz had done with the team, and you got the additions you had made late on with Levesque and those guys, and I could just see the direction the team is going. I'm like, if they get a couple of us, I think they're gonna win it. And I wanted to go to where,
mhm.
and you guys ended up winning it, right? So that was
Yeah,
congrats on
definitely had
that.
a solid group that year after the dispersal draft there.
Yeah.
Captain John Scully, man, he what a leader he
Well,
is.
no, John Scully's the best, man. So me and John Scully, like John Scully, I would say, is probably one of the best guys I ever played with. Me and John Scully lived together and played together in Bruce from my rookie year. So we started off in Steel City together. We played a whole year together. Then we played a whole year in Brewster, New York together. So we basically lived together for 2 years. And yeah, him getting was captain there, and his leadership, just the way he plays the game and the way he handles himself on and off the ice.
Mhm.
He's a beauty. He's a really close friend of mine. We try to stay in touch. He has a kid now, and it's crazy how fast life's moved forward. I actually remember when he met his wife, so like I was there and stuff. And no, he's an awesome human being. Like I couldn't say one bad thing about the guy or anyone in his family. They're just beautiful people.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a like I said, I think he's one of the greatest captains we had there, and well, one of the greatest locker room guys. It doesn't matter. He was great on and off the ice. Great guy. We actually should probably bring him on the show here soon.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll try to make that happen. I'll give him a buzz and say, hey man, you better say some good things about me, buddy.
yeah, I
Up
gassed
your
you up.
tires a
Return the
bit. But no,
favor.
no, he's well deserving of it, man. Like, we had a blast. I don't think some guys like realize now, like, because the FHL's come a long way from what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think guys remember the days when Berlin would play Cornwall and everyone was signing all these big guys, and there'd just be like Nick Wright versus Joe the Hand Cannon per se, and like these huge brawls and these like almost like like you could put this in a movie how crazy the games were and stuff, and it was just it was awesome looking back. So now sometimes when I see some of the younger guys complaining, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I should have thrown you in a locker room from like 2015, 2016, and you wouldn't be complaining, all right? So
Right. I
yeah.
know, man. Thinking back, man. Oh my God, they had some big names too, like some big men too, like uh, Tippin and Cloutier. Oh
Yeah, and
man,
no, I remember Cornwall because we were doing it. They would like add a big guy, and like we would add Joe the Hand Cannon. They would add Nick Wright. Then we would add Cloutier. They would add Tyler Howe. And then it came
we
to
got
the
Buick.
point we were the game was starting and there wasn't one guy on the ice under like 6'4", and I'm just like the puck's about to drop, and I'm just like, what's gonna happen here? So
Oh my goodness, those were some times, man. You're right though.
yeah.
I mean, it's come a long way. It's progressed a lot, but man, now you got my freaking going down memory lane here. Holy moly!
Yeah, no, it has. Like you gotta think about it. Like my first year, like the arenas we were playing in, like Steel City, like that arena in PA, and like even Brewster's arena the next year, and like there was just all these arenas that weren't like professional hockey arenas, like
Mhm.
stadium. To look at it now, how
Right.
far the leagues came with like, Carolina, Columbus, Baton Rouge, the majority of Danbury, the majority of the rinks are all like stadium seating. You know what I mean? It's like all the
Right.
rinks are great in the league. You know what I mean? Like it's Watertown. My first year at Watertown, they ended up redoing the rink, and I love Watertown's rink. I think it's the perfect size rink for the team and the town. I mean, they took a year off after winning the championship. My first year, redo the rink, and Port Huron and everywhere has like a professional rink. In the first years of the league when I was in it, that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? Mentor
mostly
didn't
like
have a
rec rinks.
So, I'm sorry.
Mostly like rec rinks.
Yeah. But now
They would
there's,
hold like 500 fans, maybe some of them.
yeah. To see where it's come now, like from my first year, I wouldn't even have believed it that like the league has came this far. Like it's really came a long way, which is very, very impressive. Like even here, it's our first year where I am now in Baton Rouge, and we're getting 4,000 fans at games.
Wow.
It's
Pretty
insane.
impressive.
And if
Pretty
you would tell
impressive
people
stuff.
that if you tell people about that league, even 7, 8 years ago, people would laugh in your face. They'd be like, "There's no way that would ever happen." So it has come a long way. The players have gotten better. It's players are moving on. It's more of a developmental league, and the competition's better. And now we have divisions, and they've done really well with the league. Like it's very impressive.
Absolutely. No, we'll get to Baton Rouge in just a minute. We just want to talk about Columbus real quick. Me and Derek actually have a specific question about Columbus.
We sure do.
Shoot, man.
We sure do. So let's talk about that sexy photo shoot you guys did there in Columbus.
Oh
Was that
man.
for like some kind of holiday calendar or
No,
charity? What was that?
no, yeah. So that, and I don't want to get it wrong because it was a while ago, but I know I have it on my Instagram, the exact one. But it was for I'm pretty sure it was for the American Cancer Society. So all that money was a calendar shoot, and all the money went to for cancer. All the money for that. So I don't know what came along with it, but we did the whole shoot, and a couple people in the organization up top were not happy about it, and we got a lot. We got a lot of good, and we got a lot of bad. I got notoriously chirped about it. Like it was crazy. You should have seen the DMs. There were some good ones from the ladies, and then some of my buddies just absolutely ripping me and stuff. But hey, man, it went to a good cause.
Absolutely.
I personally don't care. I still have it on my Instagram, and it's there.
Hey, that's legit. That's a good photo to have. Actually, Sean showed me because I
Well,
had to see it. I had
I
to
actually
see
have
it.
a funny story about it. I won't name the name I won't name the person. I don't even know the person's name, but I'll keep it very vague. But we were doing like an autograph signing, and like a father came up to me and said like, "How much could I buy that helmet for?" I'm like, "What helmet?" I'm like that. She's like in the picture. I was like confused, and I'm like signing autographs. He's like, no, like the picture of the shoes. He's like, I want to give it to my daughter, and it was just like
Oh my
the
god!
fun.
Yeah,
Like it was like at the point, it was
that's
like the
awesome.
funniest thing ever. So yeah, you gotta love it, man. But yeah, that was definitely that was definitely some funny stories from that photo shoot for sure. But it was all good. Really, it was all like meant for a good cause, and the money did go to
That's
that.
awesome.
I had a question regarding the photo, real quick. I'm glad it was for a good cause. That makes it even better, honestly, for me. Question I have was, you let go of that helmet. Does it stay, or is she falling?
In that moment, I think falling for sure.
I think she was falling. All right. Yeah.
Because it was literally just like all the boys behind the camera,
Yeah.
just like
Nothing really to keep
chirping
that
me,
helmet up.
like they to just absolutely rip. Like all the boys in the locker room are behind, so I'm trying to like put on like this face and this and that, and they're just absolutely chirping me from behind. So I'm trying to keep a straight face. Yeah, so
I can only
yeah,
imagine. I
yeah,
literally
but
can only imagine.
it was all good fun. Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that for a hot minute. Yeah.
That's going to be
We're lo-
legendary forever.
you're losing your audio just a little bit there, MJ.
Yeah, is it good now or?
Okay, yep, that's better.
All right, perfect.
So moving on from your modeling career here,
Yeah.
um, we know some of the craziest stories come from traveling with the boys. What is one of the craziest road trip stories that you can share with us?
Ooh, I got a couple, but I'll share a real one with you guys. Okay, so this is a
I'm
true
excited.
story. I'm not going to name names in this one or anything.
That's
Don't
fair.
blame
Yep,
you.
you don't got
Don't
to
blame
name
you.
Yeah,
cities or teams or
yeah,
names.
okay, but this is 100 accurate true story. I was playing in the LNH, North American Hockey League in Quebec, and I was skating with a team that I just got on this team, and we were at practice, and everyone's talking about this guy. He's like, "Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. I can't wait for him to come back." And I'm like, "Where is he?" And they're like, "Man, like this guy, he was the best player on our team last year. He played, in the NHL. He played in the AHL in the lockout year. You're on a line with Jason Spezza. He led our team in points when we won the playoffs last year in the season." And I'm like, "Where is he?" They're like, "Well, after the season, he got in a bit of trouble, so he's been in jail for 8 months." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, they're like, "Yeah, but he's getting out tomorrow and he's playing." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's getting out of jail tomorrow. He's playing." So I see like the equipment guys getting this up, and no joke of a lie, they went and got him from the jail, and he was on the bus with the boys straight out. And he played in that game, and he was back on the power play like he never missed a beat, and scored a goal in the game.
Oh
So
my
like,
Impressive.
gosh!
yeah, so that's definitely one crazy one I have for
Did
sure.
they have a rink in the jailhouse maybe or something? Maybe he was staying
No,
fresh.
he was just a natural, man. He's just a natural. But
First day out, T
yeah,
Grizzly just ripping it.
in that Quebec league, there are some crazy, crazy stories. Yeah, that one's a good one I have for sure though.
That's
I
awesome.
definitely got a lot others about just I'm trying to think of another good one, a really really good one. Oh man, put me on the spot here.
I know it's tough.
No, no, no,
You-
that one I had off like on the top of my head because I was thought maybe like I get asked a question like that, but I'm trying to think. Um, Another good one I think was the whole lead up to that Carolina line brawl, the bench clearing brawl, the one that made TSN and everything,
Oh yeah, yeah.
TFC with Columbus and Carolina. So uh, Holt started with me originally in Columbus, and he didn't want to fight me, and I was like, "Hey, like we're coming to Carolina tomorrow." So we're like on the bus, and that year in the league, there was Danville in the league, and Columbus to Danville is like the absolute worst road trip ever. Like I never even did it, but we like looked it up, and it was like 27 hours or something. So I'm just
oh
like,
wow.
Yeah.
so we're just there, and we're already like all heated, and we were doing like very good in the standings at that time, and you know the boys didn't want to go to Danville, So me and Ryder are kind of there in warm ups, and I'm like, so like if we do this, like how many games do you think we'll get? I'm like, if we can get 3, we won't go to Danville. So I'm thinking like that, and then so I try to go full whatever this, and then this like it turns out to way more. It's a bench clearing brawl. I ended up and what the fans them never saw in the video is I'm in the box, Jay Kroup's in the box, and Will Laporte's in the box, and the fans are climbing over to try to like they're trying to attack us. So we're there with like our sticks, like get away, you know what I mean? And they're like get away from us, and they're like like
Oh my
chasing.
god, intense.
So then they and the security guard wouldn't let us out, but he let their guys out. The security on the other side of the penalty box. So it's a bench scoring brawl. So now it's like 3 extra for them, right? And well, I guess Andre Nietzsche was getting beat up. Well, a coach was getting beat up by a player too. Well, you've seen
Oh,
it, right?
you'll have
So
that.
I told
Yeah.
the guy to move, and that's when I come flying out, and then like I lose an edge and trip and just go like that, and it's pretty hilarious. But then the funniest thing after the all aftermath of that, I got 3 games. Nick Wright got 3 games, and my coach Boo Bouchard got 3 games. All that have to go to Danville. But then COVID hit, so the season was ended, and that was the last game of our season. So
Oh,
I
what a way
thought,
Went out
to.
with a bang.
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
so
gonna
we
say,
ended
what a
up
way
with a
to end
bang
it
that
there.
one. So that was a pretty cool story. We had a big laugh on the way that, and I thought that was pretty funny how big it blew up on like social media. Like when we saw like TMZ had posted it and stuff, we were like, "Wow, this is crazy."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
remember this. We'll have to clip it and put it in this video so
It's a good
everyone can
idea.
see it. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
great idea, isn't it, Derek?
I think I'd enjoy it too
yeah.
because I've never seen it.
Oh man, it was that was a crazy one for sure. I actually just in my coaching debut we had a bench clearing brawl as well, so you guys must have saw that one. So yeah, that was
What a debut
Yeah.
there.
yeah, that one I did not plan. I promise you. Okay, so
Did
that just happened
you have to get any
naturally.
people away with the sticks on that one too, or
I'm sorry.
did you have
No,
to shoo
no.
them away with the sticks on that one too? That sounds pretty
No,
pretty
no, no,
crazy.
that didn't happen. Our fans are, we got some new fans. Maybe in a couple of years they'll try to do that.
Yeah, look, they'll get
But
there.
our penalty box glass is pretty high. Just in like
All
in
right,
Carolina, it's a bit lower. Like you can like go over and
right.
yeah, it was a big scene too. Because obviously like Andre was on the ice in his suit, like fighting Nick Wright, who's like arguably one of the toughest guys who ever played in the league. So. But oh yeah, I'll give Andre a lot of credit because when he was coaching Berlin, this is another good story. So you see, I'll start thinking of stories as like,
They start
like
flowing. They start
yeah.
flowing.
So I will give Andre Neek a lot of credit. I never played for him personally. I've played against him a lot in my career. As I played against him as he was a player for Berlin when I was in Brewster, and then after that he retired and became a coach, being the head coach of Carolina. But when he ended up coaching Berlin the year after that. So the second year of Berlin, he retired and moved on from captain to head coach. And that year, Joe the Hand Cannon, we were having all those fights and stuff when I was in Cornwall, and he said something to Andre, and Andre's not that big of a guy, and Andre's like, "Oh yeah, you'll see next time when we come to Cornwall," and sure enough, he signed himself. Came to Cornwall in the bus, dressed in his gear, just to fight Joe the Hand Cannon, who was about twice the size on the opening draw, and actually fought her. I'm like, wow, that's a crazy coach. I'm like, I'll give respect when it's due. So he did
Absolutely.
that. That was that. Yeah, that was the old Fed man. He could do things
That's
like
impressive stuff there. That's impressive.
yeah, I have a lot. I've heard a lot of stories too, just about like like the days of like when Aquasauce had the team on the reserve, and like no one wanted to go there to fight. Like we're going to play the natives. Like no one wanted to go over there because like they were just beating up everyone. That was a year before, a couple of years before I got into the league. But I've heard some crazy stories about going over to the Turtle Dome and having to play those guys. But if you go on League Prospects and just like look up the penalty minutes from that year, it's crazy. So the old league was a pretty tough hockey for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, back when it was FHL. Now we
yeah, yeah.
threw a P in there.
Yeah, I know. I like FHL better, three-letter league. It sounds a bit better. I still call it the FHL, so that's just me though.
Me too sometimes.
Yeah.
So, um, I believe it was last year, right? 2022, you announced you were gonna retire. You returned home to Canada. And then this season, you decided to unretire, to join Baton Rouge. What kind of, what happened?
Well, I was really happy with my career in Columbus. In my time there, the first year we had a great team. Obviously, I thought that would have been a great playoff run, but obviously COVID canceled that. Next year, we even had a better team in the condensed COVID season where we won a championship. And then third year, I had a bigger role being assistant GM that Jeff gave me to help build a team, and respectively we lost in like overtime to Watertown in the last game. It could have went either way, but Watertown had an amazing team, and hats off to Brent Clark and Justin McDonald and everyone there who won that. So after that season, yeah, I had an offer to play in Quebec, and just I had a lot of business stuff going on. Had to just take a step back, to like establish all that. I'm 30 years old, so I thought maybe you know that was better for me to stay play Quebec, because in the Quebec league you can work a second job or own a business, and that's easier. You're not always the travels. It's in one province, right? Once one province. So I thought that was best for me to take a step back and do that, but. when I was doing that for a year, and I got the call to be more of a position because I wanted to get into coaching, right? So when
Hmm.
and Columbus is awesome and everything, but they definitely don't need a player coach, or they need their established franchise because of all the work. Myself, Jay, Josh Petrantonio, Jeff Krug, Jerome Boom Boom Bichard, everyone there, top to bottom, is it's a really high class. It's not a new franchise anymore. It's their fifth year, right?
Hmm.
So
Right.
when I got the call for this opportunity, with my accolades of, being Columbus from the start and being a veteran guy and, kind of doing all the ins and outs, is the on and off the ice, knowing, how to be a player coach, or, knowing the game, the insides of the outs of the FHL, because it's different from every other league, you know what I mean? And when they offered me the position to be player coach and, helping the front office and help build this franchise and sell tickets and make something special of Baton Rouge, because it's a huge hockey market, right? So you need hockey guys down there that know how to be able to do that, and I was a big part of that in Columbus, and Barry thought I was the man for the job, so he sent over the contract, and I said, hey, I'm going to take this, and, I'm going to help build this franchise and team and see what we can do with it. That's basically it.
Hmm.
That makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Baton Rouge, we know, is one of the newest franchises in the league. You guys are absolutely killing it in attendance, like we talked about. I know you guys are, I think, averaging like 3,500 plus. I don't know the exact number,
Yeah, that's pretty
um,
close to what I would say.
but I mean, you guys have just shy of 53,000 fans through the door in 15 games.
Yeah,
So I mean, what do you think fans in Baton Rouge? Why do you think they're kind of drawn to the Zydeco games?
because I'll tell you why. So LSU football's obviously huge here. They
Hmm.
I think they got almost 100,000 fans at their game. But one thing I didn't know coming down here, how passionate Baton Rouge people are about their sports. I've never seen anything like it. Like, you go anywhere and you say you're from the Zydeco, they're like, "What? You're from the Zydeco?" Like, they're like die hard sports city. You know what I mean? So they're
Hmm.
ecstatic about this team, and they're also very understanding that, like, it's a new franchise, and they look up the league, and they know, like, other teams. Some of these guys have been playing 6 7 years together, 5 years together, and they understand that too. So even though we've had a rough start from the beginning of the year, with which most new franchises do, right? Everyone needs
Right.
the
Hmm.
chemistry, game, play together. The what works, what doesn't, the trades, guys getting released, changing in coaching staff, whatever it may be. But they've been very patient, and they like entertainment. They like a good show. They love football, and they love the fighting. They love the hitting. So they're ecstatic. They got a sports team back after 20 years, hockey team back after 20 years from the Kingfish. And people in Baton Rouge and Louisiana in general are super generous, and I've never seen any, like, their generosity is unbelievable. They'll go, like,
Right.
so far for the players and do anything for us, and it's a really great city. I couldn't say one bad thing about it. It's amazing.
That's
The
awesome.
LSU quarterback just won the Heisman there too, so shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Shout out to him.
yeah. I've actually met a couple, being just around some pretty, like, famous people, NFL guys, and
Say Joe
um,
Burrow, Jamar Chase, or LSU guys. Odell
yeah,
Beckham.
yeah. But I met some here, like, in Baton Rouge, that played in the NFL and stuff, and, like, ended their
That's
career
awesome. That's
back. So
awesome.
there's a lot. There's a couple. There's a baseball guy too. I think he's the first overall pick in MLB.
Yeah, I can't think of the name right now, but I
Yeah.
definitely know who you're talking about.
So, but yeah, no, it's a huge sports city. They really support their sports. Like, tailgating on Sunday starts at like 8 in the morning or
Oh
something
yeah,
for the football. So you see all that, and no, but it's a really cool place to play. Like, they're really supportive of everything. I've honestly never seen anything like it in my life.
do you live out there now?
Yeah, yeah. I live 5 minutes from the rink. Like, where I'm
Right
playing.
there, you
Like,
go.
Yeah,
Got any
I live right
got
downtown from the rink. Yeah, 5 minutes. I
any
can
favorite
walk from
food
there.
spots or anything? I'm a sucker
Oh
for some
man,
good food
there's a
spots.
lot. Louisiana culture is pretty cool because I'm from Quebec, obviously, but Louisiana, Baton Rouge, they have the fleur de lis as well. They have like
Oh,
Cajun French, so they
see,
still have this stuff like called jambalaya and
oh
gumbo.
yeah,
Yeah. So I've never tried that before. So all the boys are trying it, but like all this stuff's like amazing, and they're really big on their culture and their food, and they're super proud of it. And yeah, I've tried a lot of new foods and stuff, but it's all been awesome, especially the
yeah.
gumbo. The gumbo's like my
Oh,
go-to. Yeah, yeah.
I can only imagine gumbo down there is probably legit.
Yeah, yeah, it's legit. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, so I even try to get it out for the opposing team players. Like after the game, we have like meals for them. So
Yeah,
I'm like giving them the jambalaya so they can try it. You know what I
there you go. Yeah,
mean?
spread the love, dog.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Instead of just your typical like Little Caesars or something. That's really cool.
yeah, 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 man. We 1 year I think every league in every team the standard was back in the day you used to get pizzas to our team and like we would have had it rated like who had the best pizza like for road games we'd be like oh like this team's number 1 oh this place has the worst pizza like after the game
Yeah, right.
every road game. 1 year I swear it was just pizza like there was nothing else ever like it was pizza 1 year it was like pizza after the game. It doesn't matter like where you are. It's pizza.
Right.
Like
Pizza's the only option.
yeah, that's it. So
Pizza's good though.
yeah, yeah. I was doing it for a whole season though. We were just like, man, like,
By the
I,
end of it, you're probably sick of dough altogether.
yeah, yeah, exactly, man.
So since kind of arriving in Baton Rouge, um, originally we won't get into this too much, but ownership management decided to move on from the former head coaches, and they kind of gave you an opportunity by naming you interim head coach. What did that mean to you that they kind of decided you're the man for the job?
It meant a lot to me, for myself, just for the players, for the organization. This organization, I do this 24/7, to build this team organization, and just I want to keep hockey in Baton Rouge for as long as possible. So it was very humbling, and I'm very like happy about this position. It's a lot of work, doing it all, and I'm still learning, obviously. But I have great coaches from the past that I can call in the league, or just guys I played against, that have given me tips, like Alex Johnson, who I played with, Matt Graham, Billy McCurry, obviously Jerome Boom Boom Bichard. It's my former coach, Jeff Krupp. So a lot of the guys in the league, as many as how violent it can be on the ice, um, Joe Pace, for example. Sorry, I don't want to miss anyone with Yanni Liarakos. Yeah, man. As much as it may be like on the ice, like, how hard we play because we have to do our jobs at the end of the day, and we all know that. Off the ice, if I call any of those guys, they've been helping me out with anything I didn't know. The behind the scenes, the paperwork. There's a lot that goes into it, but
Mhm.
right now I think I'm really finding my groove personally. Being able to manage that,
Awesome.
playing the practices, the scheduling and everything. So, but I do have a great, great support team. Having Don, Don as the new president is huge. Don Lewis, he came in and he's done a lot. Barry Soskin is awesome. That's our owner, obviously, and everyone in the organization now. Top to bottom, it's very good. Everyone's doing a great job, and we're going to continue to do so. Yeah.
Right.
Good deal.
I don't mean to kind of keep reflecting back on the attendance, but I just find it amazing that, like we talked about, you're a brand new franchise. You're going to go through the struggles. You're going to go through some lows. You'll hit some highs. It's great to see fans continue to support the team, even though you guys are kind of struggling a little bit right now, getting your groove going. So,
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's great to see
Well,
hockey
I
thriving
don't
in
mean to
Baton
cut you
Rouge.
off, but the
Yeah,
biggest thing with the fans too is like they since they keep seeing improvement. Right, we've gone
right.
bigger. We've gone veteran guys like Taylor Cutting, Bryce French. We got one of my best friends and teammates I've known for 10 years, Edgar Ozelinch now. we've added a lot of veteran presence in the room, and and the first game as head coach, I think a lot of guys saw that, like, we gave them, the fans, what they wanted. They wanted a bigger team, a more physical team, a team that doesn't get walked over. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of Baton Rouge, Zydeco hockey. That's the way we're gonna play the game. That's our style of hockey. And now we have a lot of veteran guys, so we have a great locker room. We have a lot of great, first year guys as well. And we have a great group now. We're building a culture, and it's going in the right direction. I think all the fans are seeing that, and that's why they keep supporting the team the way they have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you guys have a big home game tonight against Mississippi Sea Wolves. What can we expect to see from you guys later on?
For against Mississippi. Sorry, what was the question? I just want to make sure I got that. When we play,
What can we expect to see from you guys tonight?
when we play, yeah, yes,
Yep.
against Mississippi, I think Mississippi's definitely our rivals. That goes without saying. Just if you checked in the schedule, how many times we're
Right.
going to play them, I think against them, they have a lot of great players. With Yanni Ligarakos, Helen. They got Joe Pace Senior is a great coach, and I think the biggest thing is, we play our game, Zydeco hockey, and I think for a full 60 minutes, and we can win any given night. I think in this league, really, any team can beat any team on any given night. It's just about
Mm-hmm.
the focus, the discipline, knowing when the right time to fight is, the right time to maybe be more of a man and be able to take a punch and not retaliate, to get that power play. So there's a lot of mind games out there. I'm really personally enjoying the series. I know we split the last one, and I enjoyed it. Watching it from behind the bench rather than not even being on the ice. So
Right.
yes, there's a lot of tactics that go into it, but I think if we stick to what our game plan, we'll have a lot of success in the series for sure.
Absolutely. Well, MJ, I really appreciate you coming on the show here. Do you have any closing remarks for any Baton Rouge fans or bench minor followers?
Well, I just want to say thank you for everyone who watches this show, and thank you to all the Baton Rouge fans for supporting the team. I promise you, we're going to continue to give shows at home, on the road, and I hope you follow Benchminer Pro, and I hope to be back on the show too. Maybe a duo of me and Jay Krupp would be pretty cool, I think. So, or even
Let's
Scully.
do it.
So yeah, so
Or Scully,
Sounds like
yeah.
yeah,
a good plan.
Regardless, we'll get you back on the show. Make sure everyone tunes in tonight, right after this episode, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Central. Baton Rouge takes on the Mississippi Sea Wolves on the Baton Rouge Zydeco Facebook page, or I'm sorry, YouTube channel. So
yes,
that's
sir.
going to happen right after this episode airs. So as soon as you get off this, jump over on their YouTube channel.
I'll be
Yeah,
tuning in. That's for sure.
all right.
That you will.
Yeah, it'll be a show for
Any
sure.
closing
I'll tell
remarks
you
from you,
that.
Derek?
Oh, not much. It was great meeting you. Good talking with you. I can't wait to watch. I haven't watched any of your highlights or anything like that, so I'm gonna be watching the game tonight and watch see what you can do with this lovely team Zydeco here.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully there'll be some good highlights. But I just want to say thank you, Derek and Sean, and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, and thank you for what you're doing with this podcast, and educating people around the world about the league and stuff. And you guys are doing a great job. So keep that up,
Much
guys.
appreciated, my friend.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, talk to you soon.